Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hodl, Trade, or Dump. I am your host, BitBoy. If you're not a member of our community, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We'd love for you to be part of what we do here on the channel. We call it the Bit Squad. If you are a member of the Bit Squad, you get the opportunity to win $150 in Bitcoin this month, along with 2 shirts from my merch store. So we'd love for you to be part of that contest. So, okay guys, today we're doing another episode of Hodl, Trade, or Dump. And today we're going to be comparing 3 different projects that are all trying to make it easier for people to spend crypto. And before we get into this one, I really would like to say I like all 3 of these projects, and it was a little hard to pick between them because there's one real big kind of elephant in the room that people aren't really talking about with these projects and that are trying to spur on adoption and being able to spend crypto. So before we get into which one I would hodl, which means a long-term hold, which one I would trade, which would mean a short-term move in price would be a good opportunity to get out of it, or dump, which obviously means go ahead and dump it. That's the rules of the game. Before we get into that, let's talk about the drawbacks of all 3 of these projects, which is when these projects are compared to larger companies that are doing stuff in the financial world, such as Stripe, such as Square, such as Circle, so even if you want to go as far as to say Visa, do we really think that, and this is a philosophical question for you to ponder about before we do this review, which is, do we really think that if this takes off and these companies start doing well with crypto adoption, that some of these larger companies are not going to come in and crush those companies? Do you really think that pundix, which will be one of the ones that we're looking at, or Request Network, or Monaco, also known now as crypto.com, do we really think that any of these 3 projects would be able to survive if pitted up against one of these huge corporations that wanted to get into the game, let's say? Now, I don't know the answer to that question. I guess it really depends on how far advanced these projects are able to get before something like that would happen. So it is something you guys do need to keep on your radar for really all of these projects that are trying to spur on ways to spend cryptocurrency. We do know we have Backed coming in very soon, which will also be doing something similar, allowing people to spend crypto. It's not a perfect system, but it's better than what we have now. So, all right, guys, let's get into it. Like I mentioned, we're going to be looking at today pundix versus crypto.com versus Request Network. Now, basically, all 3 of these are trying to do something similar, but they're all doing it in different ways. So let's take first the one that I would hodl. I would say pundix. You guys know I like this project. I am pretty bullish on it. Thinking about these larger ideas about other kinds of companies getting into this space down the road, it is a little worrying and troublesome for me. But I do think that what pundix is doing is absolutely revolutionizing the way people are going to take crypto. Now, will they get to a certain point and then another company swoops in? I'm not really sure. But what they're basically trying to do is have actual devices similar to Square where people can go and spend their crypto. They are out of Indonesia, and their goal is to make it where no one within 5 miles of the capital of Indonesia, Jakarta, would be able to or would not have a place to spend their crypto. They already have machines, and they've already shipped out a ton of them. So they are very far advanced in this project. And I think that one reason why I would pick them for the hodl is because, yes, these devices are shipping out to places internationally, but they really have a strong hold. I believe they will have a strong hold in Southeast Asia. As you guys know, I've said many times, Southeast Asia is one of the keys for us in crypto because it's so highly populated, and it's a group of people that are interested in this technology in general, more interested than I would say even in the United States we are. So I think pundix has a great shot. If you take all of the other stuff that we talked about a minute ago out and just throw that out the window, I think pundix really has the best shot to make it. So, okay, guys, if that's what I'm going to hodl, which one am I going to trade? I'm going to take Request Network. What Request Network is a way for online retailers to take crypto. I actually take crypto, certain ERC20 tokens and Ethereum on my website, bitboycrypto.com, for my merch. So you can actually go there and spend your crypto on moi, and you get a sweet shirt or a sweet hat. You know, you got to check out the hat. It's pretty slick. I know you guys like it. It's got 3D threads on it. So just saying, it's pretty nice. But anyways, so that is what Request Network is trying to do and make it where online retailers, they have a plugin, a WordPress plugin. So that was one reason why I actually kind of thought about putting them at the Hodl. I'm just too bullish on pundix compared to Request Network to really feel good about that decision. But the WordPress plugin, it works with WooCommerce, and it's making it where websites all across the world are able to take crypto now. So I think that's a huge step, and I think this is a good project. I really like Request Network, and they're always coming out with new partnerships. It's a very active project, and I think it is going to be successful, at least in the short term, which is why I think that it is a good trade-worthy pick. All right, guys, so we said those two. Let's go ahead and move on to the other one, formerly known as Monaco, now known as Crypto.com. Basically what Monaco is, it's similar kind of to BitPay. It's a credit card where you're actually able to spend your money, your crypto, at retailers. Now, I think it's a good project. I think what they're doing is good. And there are several down buried in CoinMarketCap that are doing something similar to Crypto.com. But the issue is, right now, it just doesn't have the same kind of momentum that pundix or Request Network has. So for that reason, I kind of had to put it on the dump level. But we're really looking at all three of these projects. They're all doing three totally different things, but yet they're all trying to achieve the same goal, which is mass adoption. And whether or not these projects make it long-term or some larger company comes, swoops in and crushes them, I appreciate what they're doing on the short term. If you're a long-term investor, then maybe you don't want to hear that, but I really appreciate the advancement that they are trying to push in the space. I think it's really, really great. Hats off to all three of these projects, all three of these companies that are behind them, and I hope they're all successful. And I certainly don't want to see a company like Square swoop in at the last minute and crush these companies and, you know, be able to make a, they would probably charge a higher percentage than these other companies would. So that's not what we want to see. But if we face facts, we got to know this is a bloody battle. I've said it many times. There will be wins, there will be losses, there will be battles that are won, but you know, other battles that are lost. We're in it for the long haul, for the war. We've got to win the war in crypto, in decentralization. So hats off to all three of these projects for helping us to push forward in that. So all right, guys, that's all that I've got. Until next time, BitBoy out.